Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and today I'm doing something that's a little bit different, something that I have not done or tried before, which is that I am sending to both Twitch and YouTube a live stream at the same time. And so we're going to see how this goes, because there's a lot of you who have complained that in the live streams on YouTube that you get a lot of lag, you get a lot of drops. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click on my homepage. There's a link to my Twitch channel. It's just Marky Dragon, and you can try watching it there, see how it works out. So, and I am testing whether or not I have a big enough pipeline to actually do this. Because literally my settings are that it takes about 13 megabit of upstream in order to do all of this, and that's really pretty incredible these days to be able to do that. So we're trying it out. Okay, now on to the meat of the subject. So with this live show, I'm not really taking any callers or whatnot. I just want to talk to you about an experience that I had when I owned my computer store. And it comes to me from, it's actually, I was reminded by Corvette BG on YouTube. He sent me a question about cleaning his computer. And so I want to go over that question, but I also want to tell you about the customer who had bugs in his PC. And he wasn't talking about software errors. So, Corvette's question is, how often should I clean my computer, and how? He says he recently noticed his computer started making a strange noise, so he vacuumed it. However, there were places that the vacuum couldn't reach. You know, I kind of cringe thinking of using a vacuum that has like the metal tube. I don't know. Mine has a plastic end on it on my vacuum cleaner, but I remember some older ones I had that had metal ends, and I can't imagine that even putting one of those into my computer, because even while you have the power off, as long as it's plugged in and the master switch on the back isn't turned off, there's still power to the board and you could short things out. So he says that that he vacuumed it out, but he couldn't reach everything because it was too tight, but that the noise stopped. Let's see here. He couldn't reach the video card fan to thoroughly clean it out and everything. But then the noise came back. He says that he saw, that he can get stuff on, you can get those air bottles, and which I have some of those, and that the air bottles they're a little bit expensive. And so anyway, you want to know what's the best thing he can do? Well, let me tell you that sticking a vacuum cleaner inside your machine, I really hesitate about that. And the reason that they use compressed air is so that they can just blow all the stuff out. You actually unhook your computer and take it outside and blow it out. And you got to be careful with the cans to not tip them so far that they spray the liquid. It won't hurt it, but it's just not good for it. And if you hold one of those cans, they get extremely cold and everything, and it's very cold onto the electronics and stuff. And the heat expansion and contraction is what causes your shorts in most cases. And when you spray that stuff on and you spray the liquid, it freezes, and that causes it to contract, and then when it warms up again, it expands again, and that action back and forth is what causes like solder seals to break and everything. So anyway, I don't think it's bad to clean it out. In fact, I clean out my computer probably about once every 6 months. And there's some differences, though. One is I keep my tower off the ground. It actually sits on something that makes it about a foot taller than the floor level, and that's because the carpet or a hardwood floor will have a lot of dust. And that stuff gets picked up and thrown into your computer, and then hence dust bunnies. So if you raise it up a little bit, you'll have less of that. and or you could even set it on your desk or whatnot. But a lot of these computers and a lot of computer desks just not room for that. So anyway, I use the blowout method. And now I want to address one thing before I tell you the story about this guy who had bugs in his PC. And that is that the noise coming from your computer is either a hard drive or a fan, and it's more likely that it's a fan. And the fans have bearings, and most of them do, the better ones do, and they wear out over time. Getting things, if you get a lot of dust in there and it clumps up and the fan blades start hitting it, it'll have to work a lot harder, and it can cause the fan to burn out. The bearings are what most often, or bushings in some of them, is most often what goes out. And I've had to replace fans before. I actually have with my, I have a NVIDIA GTX 570, and my fan makes noise. And I'm not happy about that, and I've thought about maybe, claiming warranty on that, because really I've only had the video card for maybe 6 months, and it should not be having a noise issue. It doesn't do it all the time. When I clean it out, it seems to be better, but it is an issue, and you shouldn't be hearing any fan noise. If it's your other case fans or whatnot, and they're being annoying with the noise, those are a lot easier to replace. I do know that there are some aftermarket fans for video cards if it's out of warranty, but if it's in warranty, I might ping the company and ask them, what to do about that. So we had this customer. And this was back when I had my computer store in the early 90s. And this guy, I'll have to give him the benefit of the doubt on things. He wasn't 100% there mentally. He was a nice guy, but when he would come into the store, he reminded me of the movie with the guy with the stapler. He was like, "That's my stapler." The red swing line stapler. Golly, I'm just drawing a blank at what that was. It's such a geeky movie. It was so great. And, oh yeah, I can take my headphones on. I get so used to wearing them because I need to hear the intro and stuff. Thanks, chat room. So anyway, this guy, he wasn't all there, and nice guy, but he spoke like that guy, Office Space. That's the movie, Office Space. And he spoke like that guy, and he'd come in and he'd say, "I need some help with my computer." And he wasn't gay. I'm not talking like a gay accent. It was just he spoke so softly and had this lisp and everything. And he was a nice guy, but the problem was he smelled like cat pee every time. And he, he just was not socially all there. So anyway, he comes in one day and he says, "I have bugs in my PC." And so I'm like, okay, well, what is it, that is the problem? He's like, "Well, I'm having errors in my computer." I thought, okay, well, I know what's going on here. So I asked him kind of like what kind of equipment he had and everything. And he says, he has a printer, he has some other stuff hooked up to it and everything. And I determined that it was probably best for it to be worked on at his home instead of in the store. And oh my, that was a mistake. I went there and he had a bunch of cats, and oh my God, the place smelled so bad that when you walked in, your eyes were burning. And it was just so bad. So I'm going to do my best to help him out here. And I'm like, okay, so show me what the problem is. And he lifts the cover off the computer. And there's a spider nest in there, and he wants to know, is it okay to spray Raid in the computer to get rid of the spiders? We ended up I ended up just getting some paper towels or something like that and cleaning them out, and he thought that that was okay, and I just could, it was everything I could do just to not run out of there because the smell was so bad. Yeah, anyway, so he thought that he wanted to know if he could do RAID in his machine in order to get those bugs out. So, you know, let me tell you another story here. This one was another computer that came in that had something very odd. The video wasn't working right. The computer would get warm. It would have a weird smell, and then the video would stop working. And so we're like, okay, bring the machine in. They bring the machine in, and we plug it in, we fire it up, and it seems to be working. So we open up the cover, and oh my goodness, I couldn't believe what we saw. You know the slats that are on the back of the computer to actually block the to block the bays, so it's not just open space. Whenever you put a card in, you pull out one of the little slats, and he had pulled those out of the back of his computer because he wanted some better ventilation. Well, what happened is a mouse crawled up in and made a nest on top of his video card and then died. And so he was smelling like roasted mouse every time he had run the computer for a little while, and then it got warm enough that the video card just overheated. We removed the mouse, we cleaned up the video card, and then ran it for a few days, and it worked fine. So, anyway, that is some of my horror stories from running a computer store. And I have plenty more where that came from, but I will save that for another episode. So, the moral to the story is, no. If you have bugs in your PC, a can of RAID will not be a good solution. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care.
If you made it this far in the video, you may as well subscribe. That's what I want you to do. You obviously liked it well enough to watch it this far. So look at this. This is Frostmourne. This is a Runes of Magic sword. This Runes of Magic sword is one that we're giving away as second prize to one of you subscribers just for being subscribed. That's all you have to do. Subscribe and accept our messages, or watch our videos where we draw for prizes. So this one is it's a really nice sword. It's signed by some of the American staff for Runes of Magic. And then there's the big boy here. I got it on my shoulder because it's so darn heavy. You know, the sucker is 16 pounds. Look at this. So, it's a two-handed sword here, man. This is a beautiful sword. And we're giving this away when we hit 42,500 subscribers. It could be you. So, just subscribe. That's all you have to do. We'll do videos selecting the winners, and we'll send you a message in YouTube as long as you accept it. Just make sure you accept messages from us. To do that, put us on your contact list. And you just add Marky Dragon to your contact list, and then you'll be able to get messages from us, and you'll have 30 days to get back to us when we send you a message. Or, if we can't message you, you'll just be on video, and you just gotta watch the video and then contact us. So, anyway, if you made it this far, you really should subscribe. And I would appreciate it. So, anyway, that's all.